So let's start with the cosine law, and we're going to find, in our first example, we're going to find a missing side. Now, cosine law is used for non-right triangles again, and we still have these rules down here where large ABC refers to the angles, and then small letters refer to the sides, so that hasn't changed. Um, and here's the box of formulas, so all of these. These are just three different versions of the same thing, really. So it just depends on what they want us to find. Do they want us to find side A, side B, or side C? And then we write it accordingly. Now, the trick to this formula is it's really all the same thing. And the best way to memorize this is to say, what side do they want you to find? So that's the side we start with. So if the question says find side A, we start with side A. And then here's how I remember it. I write the other two sides that are left over. So if I start with A, I write A squared and then a square of the other two sides minus 2 of what I just wrote times cos of what I started with. So notice how it starts and ends with the same letter. So let me say that again. So if I want to find side A, I write A squared equals the sum of the square of the other two sides minus 2 of what I just wrote, B and C, 2 times B and C, times cos of what I started with, which was A. Okay, so you can do that for any letters, any three letters of a triangle that you have. So I can write, I can start with B, I can start with C. I can even do this now in a triangle that's called D, E, and F, for example. I don't have to use A, B, and C as long as you um, remember it in that way. Okay, let's see how this works. So it's better to see something with numbers. So here I've got my formulas in my box here, just to recall them. And our question says they want us to start with this information, and we have to draw it. So we know how to do that. Let's start with a random triangle ABC, any triangle. The important thing here is don't make it a right triangle. Okay, just draw any random triangle. So here, look, just some random anything. Okay, and call any side A and any corner A, any corner B, and any corner C. This part doesn't matter so far. The important part comes now where I have to label side A. So I got to find the right side. So this side down here is going to be our side A. So we know this now. Our opposite sides are matching letters. So let's also label angle B as 39. That's straightforward. And our side C is 40, so that's going to be over here. So as long as we label everything correctly, and then this side will be called our side B, we're okay. So they want us to find side B, so we have to find this over here. So let's look at a couple of things here. Always check if you can use the sine law first. This is important because we know that sine law is a little bit easier to use. This cosine law is a little bit harder, so we might as well see if we can use the easier sine law first. And the way that we check for sine law is, remember we wanted to have those matching pairs? I called them matching pairs, the matching side and angle. So let's check if we have any matching pairs. Do we have the A's? Angle A and side A given? No. Do we have the B's? Angle B and side B given in numbers? No. Do we have angle C and side C given in numbers? No. Okay, so we can't use sine law, so we've ruled that out. So just always check for that. And here's another idea that I want you to notice. We can always use cosine law when we have two sides and a contained angle. I'll show you where that is. So here's two sides that are given. One side is here, and here's another side that's given. And this angle's contained between the two. That's why we call it a contained. But it's kind of like a mouth. See how this is the mouth? So if we have the mouth given, so we have that side and that side, and the angle is inside the mouth. That's what contained angle means. Okay? So that's a situation where you can always use cosine law. So we have to start with b squared since they're asking us to find b up here. This is how we know which version. So we're going to write out this version right here. Okay, but I never memorize this really. I just remember it like this. So and I'll say it again. So it's b squared equals the other two sides squared and added minus 2 of what I just wrote times cos of what I started with. Okay, now we're going to fill in all the numbers. We have a lot of these numbers here from the triangle. I know side A, I know side C, so a number can go here, and I know angle B is 39. So here we plug in all the numbers. Now the beauty of this, finding sides, is really easy because you can put all this stuff in your calculator and it can handle it all at once. So put in 50 squared plus 40 squared minus 2 times 50 times 40 times cos 39 and see if you can get 991.4. And hopefully you can. And then just take the square root of it because we have b squared, but we want b, not b squared. So hopefully you can get 31.5 and you're all done because you just found what the length of this side. And check for reasonableness of your answer. 31.5 seems reasonable when these are 40 and 50. And that's how you find sides using the cosine formula. So hopefully that helped in your understanding and you can do some questions on your own.